My name is Russ, and I'm here with another technical configuration video. Today we're going to be talking about how you configure Hotspot 2.0, also called Passpoint, on the Juniper Mist platform as it stands today. So there's been some excitement with Juniper Mist with the recent HP acquisition, but this is what we have currently. We'll do an update video if any of this changes. So one thing that I do kind of like about the config is that it's fairly all put together on a single page, so it's fairly easy to set it up. So for SSID, it's going to be our standard WayFi SSID for WayFi Cellular Booster, enable wireless LAN. Do not check hide SSID. Do not check broadcast AP name. Do not check disable wireless LAN when AP gateway isn't reachable. However, you can override that setting if you like. For radio band 2.45, and you can enable 6 if you like. Band steering is enabled and recommend for client activity 1800 seconds. For geofencing, this does require obviously the minimum version here, but we recommend -70. If that's too aggressive, you can do -90, but we do highly recommend that you enable geofence. You have a minimum client RSSI across the bands. For data rates, we do allow all connections. I do know that some of our partners do like to focus on more high density data rates. For Wi-Fi protocols, we really like that this doesn't work on kind of older Wi-Fi. It kind of forces you to use Wi-Fi 6 or Wi-Fi 7, which is what we like. By default, we don't use any rate limiting or per client rate limiting. You can override this and do rate limiting if you think that matches your site configuration better for your template. For security, we're going to do WPA2 Enterprise. We don't normally prevent banned clients from associating, but you can of course add this if you like. We do like their implementation of fast roaming, so we're going to enable .11r, disable 802.1x web redirect. Of course, we're going to enable Passpoint, make note of the minimum firmware required for operators. Here we've got AT&T, Google, OpenRoaming, settled, single digits, T-Mobile, as well as OpenRoaming Legacy. For venue name, you can just use WayFi Wireless or the location. For domain name, we'll have this on our configuration here, but basically you're just going to put here on this list, comma separated, list of the domains that we have in our configuration guide. Of course, an onboarding engineer will walk you through this. For your RCOIs, we're going to walk you through that as well. It's just going to be a comma separated list. From there, we're going to add our NAI realms, and that's going to be Hello Helium, Wayru, FreedomFi, and a couple other MVNOs, and some of the other carriers help us get some extended connectivity. For your authentication servers, going to be Radius servers here. Here I just put in kind of test servers here, but it's just going to be the IP and the port. For Radius, they unfortunately here in this configuration, I just put the standard ones, but during your onboarding, most likely we're going to prefer RadSec because that does give you higher performance. But we can use a RadSec proxy with your configuration if that's needed. Do not check randomized authentication accounting server per AP. For an NAS identifier, you're going to use our standard NAS identifier that we'll give you. I just have one here that follows our kind of standard configuration template that we have with all lowercase. Disable the COA server. For VLAN, you're going to do what's required at the site. For example, it's untagged, but most likely at your site, you're going to have a tagged guest VLAN. No guest portal, just have them go directly to the internet. Perfect. All right. For apply to access points, we always recommend putting this on all APs. That's going to give you the best service, but of course you can do it on specific APs that you like. We're going to, for isolation, for prohibiting peer-to-peer communication. Right now this is disabled. Of course you can override this. For filtering, we do not have our broadcast multicast or ignore broadcast SSID checked. No custom forwarding. No SSID scheduling, no QoS priority. We are going to turn off AirWatch, but of course you can turn it on. A lot of people who like to use Mist like to use AirWatch. And then for the Bonjour gateway, disable that as well. And that's your config. So it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. We do like the Juniper Mist kind of really straightforward way of configuring all your settings kind of on one page here. This is really unique and really hard to find out there. There's only a handful of OEMs that do this. So that's an overview of how this is done. If you have any questions about this, feel free to reach out to us. Like I always say, make it simple, make it easy, make it WayFi. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next technical configuration video. Thanks.